This is Jay with Sugar Hill Sway. Dig this very essential intro, man. Alright, everybody. We're back at it again. The essential intro part come from, everybody's talking about what job is essential and what job's not essential and all this stuff, Excuse me. I got a cough. Anyway. What job is essential and what job's not essential? So at first I thought, well, I'm in a pretty special, place to where, I can go work in a cotton gin. And most gins, this time of year, during the off season, they run a skeleton crew anyway, just maintenance crew mostly. So in that whole gin, there may be 5 or 6 people. And a lot of gins it's not, but maybe 2 or 3 at the most. So I'm in a pretty good, position where I can go into gin, pick my spot out in the corner somewhere, and snatch those heads off and rebuild those heads, and I really don't have to talk or come within 6 foot of anybody. That's what the social distancing thing is at least 6 feet. But I thought it was kind of, I guess it was kind of unique. I thought to myself, I got to thinking, how many jobs are there that you can't at least maintain a 6 foot distance from each other? I mean, honestly, if you work in an office, you can, if you're working in an office complex or something like that, you can maintain 6 foot distance from the next office at least. The only place where you really wouldn't be able to, I guess, would be like in a restaurant or something where they pack you. Anywhere they try to overpack you in places like restaurants and sporting events and stuff like that. You can't really. It's kind of hard to keep a 6 foot distance between you. But now, hey, just come out to the grocery store. There's a ton of people that are within 6 foot of each other. You can't keep people 6 foot apart. But what you can do is use that 6 foot as kind of like a guideline. Use that 6 foot to just put the seed in somebody's mind. Hey, I don't need to be, that close to him. I need to walk over this way or that way, or, something like that. You can't go to school. Schools are breeding grounds for viruses anyway. And, excuse me, I coughed again. So you can just imagine if this COVID virus gets loose in schools, it's gonna go through there like fanning the flames of a fire. It's gonna be kind of rough. So stuff like that you can't really keep a 6 foot distance. But I mean, you go to the grocery store, you see clerks. They got 2 or 3 clerks behind the counter. They're not 6 foot away from each other. They're just standing next to each other talking just like normal people does. Get out of the road! Stinking crows. But anyway, you can't keep 6. I mean, it's just hard to do. I can understand, like I said, some things like, sporting events, school, stuff like that. But you can't just, shut down and stay at home. I mean, you just can't. This whole virus thing, until you either get to where you can test everybody or you get to where you can quarantine everybody, it's not going away. It's gonna have to run its course. That's just the truth. Because they got everybody, staying at home, and got everybody, not wanting to spread this disease and all this stuff, and I mean this virus and all, and that's fine, that's good. But what's going to happen in a few weeks whenever you say, okay, we've got everything under control, social distancing helped it out, we've got slowed down quite a bit. What's going to happen? We get back out and start acting like we normally do, it's going to fire right back up and start spreading again. People are going to quit, behaving like everybody else has got it or something. You just can't do that. It's hard. I wish we could. I really, really wish we could. I wish we could afford to just tell everybody, say, okay, you need to go and stock up for 3 weeks worth of stuff. Let the army help. I mean, just do whatever you can do to make sure people don't leave home for 3 weeks. And make sure that nobody leaves home for 3 weeks. Or however long, it needs to be. It's just really hard to do that. It's just, and it's not anybody's fault. It's a social change. I mean, it's going to make a change in our society. And it's just really hard. You're either gonna you're not going to stop it. All they're trying to do, I believe, all they're trying to do is just slow it down to the point to where they can find some way to fight it. Because right now, you're just fighting it naturally. That, whatever that drug was, I can't remember, hydroxychloroquine or whatever, I don't know what it is. But anyway, that stuff right there, I mean, a lot of people have talked about, hey, it's a great deal. That's what I love. That's what saved my life, kind of thing. But how do you know? You don't know. And you won't know until a lot of people take it and you're able to actually set up a pattern and say, hey, this worked. But anyway, we're talking about essential and non-essential workers. Boy, I got way off on that tangent, didn't I? Essential workers are people who are, working in grocery stores, people who are working in restaurants, people who are providing curbside service for restaurants, of course, healthcare workers and anybody, in the medical field, I imagine. Non-essential workers are everybody else, but dang gum, they fixed this road, but it's still beat the fire out of it. But it's everything's so vague when you're trying to read, when you're trying to see if it's something that you can do, or if it's if your job is essential or not essential. Any job you can go to work if you are able to keep 6 foot distance from each other. Well, that's, hey. I mean, they're open we've got manufacturing centers that are open. And you got 2, 3, 4, 500 people in the plant at the same time, but they're able to keep 6 foot distances from each other, and that's okay. I just don't see it. I hope that we can combat it to the point to where it slows it down to the point where if somebody gets it, they have something to fight it with. Now, that's my 8-minute soapbox for the day. Alright, y'all, we heading back to the gym. I should be able to get through with this gym today with all I can do. Their press is not operational, so I can't do but so much, but I can do as much as I can do until they get the press back working. And once they get it back working, I can finish up the stuff that I need to finish up. Because you just simply can't get to the stuff if the press isn't working. So we're gonna finish it on the. Oh, here's a car. Here's a truck. Here's a truck. Here's a truck. Truck. It's a big gym. It's a nice gym. They're doing a lot of work out here this summer too. Let me see. They definitely got a lot of junk going on. Big bump. Whoop, whoop. Alright, let's get here and get done. Y'all hear him up there singing? Whatever to pass the time, I guess. He's singing. It got hot. It's 89 degrees. Of course, I guess it is April. It's supposed to be warm. But it's hot. Done with that, Jen. At least until they get their stuff running. Once they get their press running, I can go back and do the rest of it. But I got a good chunk of it done. Done all I can do anyway. Heading home. Go somewhere else next week. Alright, y'all, we back at it again. We're gonna run down here. I'm gonna check these, change the cards out in these cameras and some batteries in these cameras. I know those batteries have got to be getting old, so still working okay. I just don't want them to start messing up. So we're gonna change the batteries out and change the cards out. It's been a week, and I got some different things I'm gonna set up as far as, you know, the way things are fed. I'm gonna try one of them one way and see how it goes from there. Got me some snake gates coming, some snake gates on order. I don't like walking in the woods in the summertime, just for that reason. So now I got me some snake gates coming. I ain't gonna be worried about walking through the woods. And, excuse me. And something, I don't know. Anyway, I got some of them coming. But we're gonna go down there and see what we can see. Right? Well, as you can see, they got a hold of this, something got a hold of this one. Well, on the left side, something chewed the fire out of that one on the right. Maybe it'll pick this one up this time. I don't know. Turn your head and cough, please. And now for something completely different. This is what I've done down here at this location. I've taken the 2 bottles that I had hanging on that tree. I took those off and replaced it with 1 2-liter bottle right here. I've got it tied in that around that tree. I got tied in the cap of this one. I got slammed full of, you know, that catfish food. So now they can go all the way around it like this. They can carry it anywhere they want to. And without carrying the whole bottle off. Now, I got this idea from my uncle. He told me about this, so we're gonna try it at this location today and see in a week what we got. Like I said, I got it completely wrapped around that tree right there. That's the tree that I had the camera on. So I took it off. I'm gonna put the camera on that tree there. No. Yeah, there. I'm gonna clean those limbs up around there so it don't get snagged on something. The whole principle is they have to work it to get it around the tree, and they'll go around and around. They can do whatever they want to. right here, go ahead and take this tape off. Like I said, I've done this with deer. I've put 2 and 3 liter bottles out with deer full of corn and just, you know, cut these pieces right here off and just throw them in the woods. I didn't, you know, even tie them to anything. I just threw them in the woods, and that way I could tell where they were at. So see, I got a little hole right there, just big enough for them to have to work to get it out. And we'll see how this does. I've got the string tied into the cap here, and I got the cap screwed on tight, so this ain't going anywhere. And I got a darn big old knot on that end, so it's more of a loop, and they can just carry it around. It's just as long as this rope is how far they can carry it around this tree. Whatever may be doing it. But I'm gonna leave this right here because the path, you can see the path right there. It runs parallel with that log down there. Just all the way down, and they come right up through here. And carry it, and they come right here. Like I said, there's the tree that I had it on before. So basically all I didn't put it back on that tree because it's got the, you know, 2 trees growing out of one trunk, and the trunk was too low, and I would thought that it might get hung up somewhere around that tree, those 2 trees right there on the one trunk. So I just moved it over here, and like I said, I'm gonna put my camera there, shooting back this way, so where it not only gets the tree, but it'll get the trail too. So that's how I'm gonna set it up. Kind of anxious to see how well it does. I'm sure it's gonna work out good. We'll see. There's my camera. I don't know if I can see the rope there, but there's the tree with the rope tied around it, and the jug of fish food is right there. And that's the path coming up the little incline here. So this is the view I was hoping for right here. I'm standing behind the camera, which is right there. That's what I was looking for. Okay, this one's kind of weird. It's got one that's completely full and one that's completely empty. Well, that one's not completely full, but for the most part it's full, and one of them right next to it's completely empty. You can tell something's been right here because the ground's tore up a little bit. So the camera is right there. There's the bottles. So I'm gonna probably just fill that bottle back up. I don't know. Let me look at it and see. I think it's got some chew marks on the one that's empty. So let me look at that and see. All right, got that camera up. Got the batteries changed in it. Got a new card in it. I hadn't touched these in a week, so got that camera set up, and it's gonna be shining right there where those bottles are right there. Bottles that were hanging there wasn't that bad. They've been chewed on some, but excuse me, but they hadn't been chewed on a lot. I mean, they're still good enough to hold the feed in there, and then when you shake them a little bit, some feed falls out. So they're still in good shape. So now all I gotta do is turn that one on, turn that camera on, and go down and check out the creek. Okay, we're down here at the creek. Bottles are empty. They're still in good shape. They don't look like they've been chewed on or anything. They just look empty. But I got 2 bottles I'm gonna put right back in the same place. So I'm gonna have to figure out a better way to shore this bridge up too. Every time I have to put a block down there, I'm gonna let that sink in there a little ways. Maybe let it settle, and the other one on this side, let it settle, and then put another block on top of them. So the only way I'm gonna be able to be able to brace anything up with concrete blocks, because it just erodes all around that block there. I mean, it's still steady. I mean, don't get me wrong. So
But I heard something up there. Huh, maybe not. All right, I'm gonna put these 2 bottles out right here. Carry them back up with me. All right, I got the bottles replaced there. Got the card and the batteries changed out in that one. Let's see, there's the block. I'm gonna have to do something with that. I gotta let it settle. I gotta try to move it and let it get settled in there. And then put something on top of it. Might be another block. We'll have to see. All right, y'all, we got some really interesting videos this week. Some of them are just downright comical. First, I wanted to show you just how they got the bottles hung down there at that bridge down there and see where they're positioned at. You see them swinging back and forth. At the very beginning of this video, what triggered the camera was a coon passing right through here. Okay, this is what I was initially after when I hung bottles from trees. This is what I wanted to see. This is what I thought would be the coolest thing to see. And I was wrong in the fact that there's something even cooler than this. You see the possum down there. See that possum? He obviously just come across the bridge. And if you look right there right here, you'll see the coon with the 2 bottles, and it's showing him trying to get that feed out of there. Standing up on his back legs, trying to get that feed out of that bottle. It does a pretty good job of it too. This is exactly what I was hoping to see. There went a bird. But this is exactly what I was hoping to see. Okay, here's one of the coon during the daytime. Of course, the bottles, he's just now kind of noticing the bottles up there, I guess, a little bit. Bottles are still full, but I just don't see very many coons in the daytime. I see them at dusk and dawn and at nighttime some, but I very rarely see them, just out in the open during the day like this. Okay, now here we are at another location. There was some action there, but not a whole ton of action, but we'll see what we got here. I know we got a possum right here. He's kind of interested in what's going on with them 2 bottles hanging from the tree. Okay, now we're here at another site. This is the site that I moved the cameras and stuff around on. So my camera is actually in this setup is actually shining to the left a little bit. It's a little bit too far left. About, I don't know, a couple of feet, 3 feet maybe. But you still get to see some. This is the funniest ones I've ever seen in my life. The funniest trail cam videos. Let me see if I can get it up close. There we go. These possums have them a ball right here. There's a big old coon down there too, but you finna see some hungry possums. Let me put it like that. This is just the beginning right here. What's in there? What's in there? Now watch these 2 meatheads. They finna get angry at each other. He just wants some of that catfish food too. Now I want y'all to look. Now he knows that he can hit that bottle and make that feed come out. He's already hit it by the time the camera comes on. He knows he can hit it and some of that food comes out, but no, he's got to be greedy. Y'all just watch. Now y'all can see that it's 6:20 in the morning. He's got to be greedy. Look at it. Now I get down there and I see that both of these bottles are empty, and one of them has been chewed. I mean, slapped to death. And now I know why. Oh, that was hilarious to me. Here's the next video. I mean, watch it. Look at him. He is giving that bottle down the road. You know, I expected a coon to maybe do something like this, but I never expected a possum. He had a mouthful of that bottle. Look at it again. He got both hands on it and a mouth slammed full of it. I believe if it was about another 6 inches off the ground, he'd be sitting there swinging. It's like you're deep sea fishing and you caught you a marlin. Yeah, look, I hooked me a marlin. Here he is again. He's done figured out he can keep his mouth on the bottom and that feed will fall directly into his mouth, I guess. Here's just a cool video of a coon. It's a big old sucker. Fogging up the camera. Now here's a video of right, you know, when I walk up, I'm fishing to turn the camera off and everything. You see, there's my mouse. This is my jug of feed right there that I was gonna just refill the bottles with. But both of these bottles, one of them in particular was extremely chewed up and the other one was so chewed up you couldn't hardly use it. So I just took both of them bottles back and threw them away, and this is where I put out the one big 2-liter bottle that I got sitting on the ground right in here. And got it tied to the tree. So I'm anxiously looking forward to next weekend so I can see what kind of happens. This is the view from the camera. That's my arm going in there and turning the camera off. Alright, y'all, we're at the end of another week. I hope y'all enjoyed this week's video half as much as I did making it. I still can't get over that possum down there, though. That possum working on that bottle down there just tears me up, man. You feel like you're going possum fishing and you hooked you a possum. But it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun making these videos, I know. We'll have another video. Don't forget to watch our shop time videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm going to try to keep those up as long as I can, because once ginning season starts back in the fall, it's probably going to be closer to like 1 a week if I get those done, because I'm gone so much during ginning season. So, like I said, I hope y'all enjoyed watching it. Y'all can stay safe, stay at home if you can. Bumblebee again. But I hope y'all enjoy it. Y'all have a good week, and we'll see you back next week.